Hi, I'm your host, Wolf. Though you probably already knew that since you're on my channel. Welcome back to Our Life. We are finally on Step 1's DLCs. I do also want to say, you might see my old PNG with the bright green eyes appear. That's because I'm currently in a transition period where some recordings, or maybe one of them, I don't know, have my old PNG. But moving forward, this is my new PNG. You might have seen it on Mullered Plays, since that's where it got updated first. I've just been slowly transitioning over. So I now look like this. I have up to 12 PNGs. However, only these two will be seen on this channel. If you want to see more of them, you're going to have to go look at the place and just hope that you see me in that video. I don't always show up. And sometimes I do, verbally. No PNG. Like in Gonna Ban Ban and a Bloody Playtime video. So, yeah. I also want to know, you might also hear some dogs barking. That's because I'm currently dog sitting, as I'm recording this in October. And I'm currently in the middle of my dog sitting week. Or couple day period, I don't know what to call it. So yeah, I just want to apologize for that, but hopefully we should be fine. But we are going to be doing Runaway. Now, I don't know what version of Runaway I want to do, since I play this a ton of times off stream. Like, literally a ton. If you give me a second, I will tell you how many hours I've got on this game. I have 114.2 hours on Our Life. Beginnings and always, and 22.9 hours on Our Life Now Forever's demo. Which you should check out. Play for yourself while it's free, or you can watch my very long playthrough. Yeah. Again, I'm just gonna reiterate, we are doing Sleepover last. I'm also gonna do 2 variations of Ghost, because there's 2 different routes. Where we take the card way out and take a different way out. So, yeah. I do also want to show you guys something on this, so let me just transition over. I don't know my own controls. There we go. I pressed a different one. Oh. No. Sorry, I've been asking my dad something. For a film I'm doing. Oh! I don't have it on this, but we have the gallery. And we're going to be unlocking this one. I know. We haven't unlocked that one yet, I don't think. We've got the DLC, which is really cool. And like, we've also got step 2s, 3s. It's like really cool to just view. I forgot, I'm not on my PC, so I can't actually show you all the images. But you give me a moment? Editor me will show you guys all my current images. Minus 2, 3, because I don't have 2, 3, and it makes me sad. Let's get into it. Oh. So, we missed the chance to do 1-3 because it's telling Cove about the deal. Yeah, I don't want to tell Cove that, though. Yeah. We're probably just never gonna get those. Because that's also 2-3. Right, enough yip yapping. Let us do barbecue. You'd been brought along to the big park today, which did an excellent job of living up to its title. The park near your house, with its lonely playground equipment, wasn't even a quarter of the size of the expanse of grass and trees that lay before you now. As it was in the next town over and too far for you to walk to by yourself, you didn't get to visit it much, and so you soaked up the environment. Another difference between this park and the one in your neighborhood was that it had visitors other than you, Lizzie, Shiloh, and Cove. Today was the busiest you'd seen it, thanks to a community get-together luring people in from all over the local area, with the promise of barbecue and fireworks. Your family and Cove's were just two of many. What seemed like dozens of cars were parked up already when you had arrived. You saw Cove hesitate as he took in the growing gaggle of strangers. By your mommy, Lizzie bounced on the balls of her feet, barely containing her excitement. You'd rather have stayed at home, but you couldn't avoid coming to the event. Mommy had told you that the people running the community event weren't charging for it, but she wanted to get them something in return, which is why you had not been allowed to touch the beautifully iced cupcakes she'd carried on her lap during the drive over. It was a special treat for them. Every time the car made a turn, she'd clutch the box tight enough for her knuckles to strain, much to everyone else's amusement. Mr. Holden's contribution to the party, a huge pack of juice boxes, was tucked under his arm after being retrieved from the car's trunk. You bet there had been no such dramatics around that cargo getting here in one piece, but the box did lack the beautiful shimmer of Mommy's treasured cupcakes. Oh, I'm gonna actually turn up the people sound so it's louder than the music.
Okie dokie.
I think that was a bit better. It's not as quiet. Okie dokie. Everyone all set? Should be. Cove, did you put sunscreen on before we left? Yeah, I always do. You don't have to tell me. Mr. Holden deflated, his attempt at caring for his son rebuffed, but he triumphed with a smile.
Good kid.
Good kid. I don't want you getting burned, or dehydrated either. It'll be a busy day.
Well,
don't think there's going to be any risk of that second park. Mom nodded at the tables ahead, laden with all kinds of food and drink. She was right. There was plenty to go around. The parents headed over with you, Lizzie, and Cove trailing after them. A bunch of grown-ups were cluttered around there, chatting, but you were much more intrigued by what was on the tables. Some was familiar: chilled meat, sliced vegetables, big bags of chips, but there was a lot that you didn't recognize. Your mom said you weren't allowed to touch the food until they said it was time to eat. You wanted to listen to their rules. You felt that was important. You saw that Mommy and Mr. Holden had deposited the food and drink they had brought. Mummy gave the cupcakes one final worried look before turning to you with a smile. Since that's the topic at hand, how about we freshen up with the drink? Yeah! That'd be great. Along with the ones out, there was a giant ice cooler on the ground stuffed with full cans of soda, boxed juice, and milk, as well as bottled water. Your drink was... Now, I want to do milk, but later on we get the choice of being lactose intolerant, and I always do that, because it's something that I'm not, and I want to at least give the character themselves a bit of a disability in a way. And for some reason, every time I play this, that's always what I do. Like, I don't base it off of me. Okay. Let's do juice. You slapped the sweet juice through the straw until all too soon you were sucking up only air. Oh, and it makes that, like, really annoying sound. That annoys everyone else. I do that too often. Like, this is my life. I love it. Your little group took a break while everyone quenched their thirst. Mr. Holland smacked his lips, pantomiming enjoyment. That hit the spot, but you get you to go have fun. You can take your stuff with you and join the other kids playing games. Just don't go too far from the tables. We'll be keeping an eye out, so don't even think about sneaking off. We're not going to let the other parts of the park... We're not going to the other parts of the park today. Lizzie huffed at their comments. They sounded directed at her, but she scanned the surroundings, nodding her head towards a group of kids like a general directing their battalion. She pointed the way. Come on, let's go over there! Cove's mouth downturned as he looked from the parents and the other adults of the new kids, clearly not favoring either option. But ultimately, he hunched his shoulders and tagged along with Lizzie. You can tell why I said hunched over. I couldn't tell what it said because I accidentally double tapped. You stuck with your parents. You liked being one of the grown-ups. You want to stick around, Callie? Yeah. You were much more interested in what the adults might talk about together than whatever games some unknown kids might concoct. Mom put a hand on your shoulder and squeezed. We'll be delighted to have you with us. It's not a bad choice. We're fun too. Right. Though if it ever gets boring, don't feel bad about ditching later. We can take it.
Oh.
Is that your plan, Cliff? I'm not sure. We'll see if there's ever a chance to get away. The parents laughed together. Damn, why do I keep doing this? And you smiled along with them, even if it didn't seem as funny to you as it did to them. It wasn't long until your moms had spotted people they knew, eagerly greeting them and striking up more conversations. Lots of these people seemed very keen to ask after you too. A few of the faces were ones you knew, many you didn't, but you found a nervingly high number of those who claimed to have met you before. Your moms had to chip in to help you out, letting you know that this was so-and-so from such and such, and that you had met them when you were in kindergarten or preschool or even in diapers. You had no idea that you had such a wide social circle as an infant. All of these people appeared to want to talk about the same things. How you'd been doing lately, if you're having fun at the event, and how much you'd grown. You still enjoyed conversing with the grown-ups. The questions were a little repetitive, but that gave you an opportunity to polish your answers and be the main part of the discussion. I'm 8, and when I go back to school, I'll be in the 3rd grade, which is actually year 4 for you UK people. I learned that the grades are actually a year behind the UK stuff. But if you're in America or you know the actual thing and they got it wrong, then just let me know. I don't do this stuff. I'm not actively looking at something that's telling me. I'm actively looking at my volunteer application. My 2 empty references. So I don't know of anyone, and I might just put I don't know anyone, and then just see reference 1. Or I just ask my friend. As young ones launched into a discussion with someone about the town's infrastructure, whatever that was, your eyes started to wander around. You spotted Cove's dad. I know someone who's smart. Yeah, I've just messaged him that. Image. He was close by, exchanging a series of questions and answers not unlike the ones that had been posed to you. Instead of asking if he'd grown or what school he was in, they were asking if he was new here when he moved to town, what he did. The process repeated itself some more. He didn't have the same rapport with people that your parents did, probably because he was still so new in town and that he didn't know anyone yet. You saw that he struggled with one in particular, if he was unattached. It didn't crop up in every conversation, but when he did, he fumbled for an answer before giving a response that didn't clear much up. Something about unavailable being a better word to talk about that sort of thing with him. What was the difference? Mr. Holden was fighting his way through the very question at the moment, shifting from one foot to the other. It's just going to be me and my son right now. Ah! There he is. Hey, buddy! Cove's dad brightened immediately at the appearance of Cove. You can relate to that. Excited, he turned to find Cove pushing his way past the long legs of the adults, like an explorer venturing through the rainforest. The woman Mr. Holden had been talking to cooed as Cove approached, holding her hand to her mouth. Oh, he's adorable! He crouched down and waved to Cove.
Thanks.
Cove is a good one. Cove glanced from his father to the stranger, his face impassive, then marched past without sparing them a word. It was only when he joined you that a slight smile lifted his face. Hi, Callie. Mr. Holden chuckled as the woman awkwardly rose from the snub. Good, but not exactly chatty. Did something happen, son? And you want to play where everyone else is? Cove shook his head.
Not really.
Not really. The second part of his explanation was spoken more delicately. You didn't come. Plotting him beside you, your mums gave him a thumbs up.
Hey.
Hey, Cove, you're welcome to hang here with us. Oh, you're welcome to hang out with us here. Cove studied the ground, not moving from his spot beside you. Oh, he looks upset. Okay. Mr. Holden smiled as he took in the scene, then turned to the lady he'd been talking to.
Aww.
I'm really grateful that everyone in the area is so welcoming to both of us. It's a great place, isn't it? And off they went again. You let the adults get on with their conversations and turned your attention back to Cove. It'd been nice acting grown up, but you were more interested in talking to him now. What are the other kids doing? Cove shrugged in a lazy way. Water blew by, essentially. Nothing special. You have a thermometer. No. I meant at home. I was thinking about my aquarium. You have fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad caught them for me. But the fish need water at the right temperature. Right. At the right temperature? Or they'll get sick. But I read that you've got to check your thermometer with another thermometer to make sure it's right. I don't have an extra. I know all about that. I'll find one. You wanted to help out. Besides, you understood that it mattered a lot for fish.
Thanks.
Thanks. Up above, the brilliant blue of the sky grew orange as the sun sunk down on the horizon. Often harshly, you were struck with the sharp smell of smoke. What? By the sounds of that, I'd say they're starting up the grills for the barbecue. Mom called Lizzie back over to the group, and Mommy turned to face you.
Mm.
Are you alright, sweetie? No. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. The smoke will be gone soon. No one needs to go up to the girls if they don't want to. Just let me know what you need. There was no response from the other two kids here. Could you get it for me, please? I don't even read the right thing in the right order. Sorry, I don't read the thing in the right order. There we go. Of course.
So.
I think I might have the case of this laxative. I need to get myself tested on a bunch of things at some point, but I'm always locked away. I don't work. The main thing being served is kebabs. You can have whatever you like on it. There's different meats and veggies.
Well.
What would you like on yours? Mom is right, there's plenty of options. And we would get told off if we essentially get told off if we don't do veggies. It's like, make sure you eat lots of veggies or something like that if you don't do them. I think it's like later though. I don't remember the exact line that I said it ages ago. We do chicken, beef, pork. Oh, actually, so there's this funnier thing. Well, I avoid chicken. Right? There's a reason why. And it's because of Lizzie being like, oh, chicken's the best, and we're just like, whatever. But when I did it, I'm like, I don't like chicken. So, well, you've got chicken on your so just because I've got chicken doesn't mean I have to like it to have it. It's like acquired tastes. If you eat something that you don't like once, and you're just like, why would I eat it again if I don't like it? You gotta do it multiple times because it's an acquired taste, like with black licorice. And it was like with me and salt and vinegar. I tried it once, hated it, and it took me until this year to try it again and realize, oh wait, I do like salt and vinegar crisps. Now it was just not safe for my dad. Not doing beef. We're also not doing anything fish related. I don't like fish. I also don't like beef. Sounds good to me? The veggies will be good for you. Order given, you waited for your food to be ready. Lizzie headed towards you, having issued her own request. Hi again! You were glad she hadn't teased you about sticking with your parents earlier. Though she could be bossy sometimes, your sister didn't mind that you weren't always interested in playing with other kids your age. As long as you still spend enough time with her, of course. I heard what you ordered. I'm getting chicken kebab with all 3 colored peppers. Noticing Cove approach, you turned to him. What are you having?
Why?
Why does it matter? I don't know, I was just asking. I'm getting beef with shrimp with all vegetables except onions. He doesn't like onions, but I can't remember why. Lizzie hummed while evaluating his response. To be fair, I also don't really like onions that much. That's okay, I guess. But chicken is definitely the better one. Then you can eat all the chicken. I'm going to! All the chicken in the world?
No.
No, that's dumb, you know what I mean. Lizzie peered over to the grills, where the kebabs were being handed out. A growing assortment of kebabs collected in your parents' hands. They're coming over! Don't get jealous of mine when you realize you made the wrong choice, Cove. I didn't make the wrong choice. There isn't a wrong choice. It's just what kebab everyone eats. Somebody eats. The person serving your mommy one final. The person serving gave your mommy one final kebab, and your parents moved over to rejoin you. Between them, they were carrying 6 kebabs, one for each of you, including Cove and Mr. Holden. We've got the goods. Cove's daddy is looking for a place we can sit. In the meantime, they began passing out the kebabs to their rightful owners. Lizzie smiled smugly as she received hers. These are pretty big. Be careful not to drop it. Try not to poke yourselves with the ends either. They're sharper than you might think. Hearing that, you tentatively pushed the tip of the skewer against your finger. It felt like the point of a newly sharpened pencil. It didn't hurt your hand. Though it didn't hurt your hand, you didn't want it scraping the roof of your mouth or driving your tongue. Mommy clicked her tongue. It would have been nice if the options were a little easier to manage, and less messy to eat, especially for smaller kids. There aren't even places for everyone, so we could set the food down for a second.
True.
That's what you get for the price of free, but we can hack it right. Lizzie nodded her head vigorously, clutching her kebab like a trophy. Your parents led you back to the tables. It was immediately evident why Mr. Holden had been sent to scout one out. The benches had quickly filled up as people got their food. Mr. Holden was standing over a corner section near the edge of the seating area. He beckoned your group over to join him. You clambered onto the bench, taking care not to let your kebab slip from your fingers. Cove took a seat next to you. Lizzie took the other side. Your mom passed the final unclaimed kebab to Mr. Holden.
Thank you.
Thanks. This looks delicious. Thank you for getting us a space out here. Everyone tucked into their food. Though you didn't think you'd use much energy standing around, you felt very ready to enjoy your dinner. Perhaps it had been the delicious smells that filled the air along with the smoke that had so irritated your throat. Mr. Holden, what do you do? Well, I do a lot of things. Do you play golf? Only if you count mini golf. One look at Lizzie's stricken face confirmed that she did not. She can enjoy the occasional round at mini golf place, especially if she had an audience to impress. But your sister took her passion very seriously. Even then, it's been years since I gave it a shot. Cove groaned at the feeble pun. Your mom chuckled. You weren't sure if she was responding to the joke, Cove's annoyance, or Lizzie's offense.
Don't worry about it.
Just as well. She'll be dragging you to the green every week. That's because I got dedication. You need a good drive or two to get far. Mr. Holden nodded, clicking his tongue in appreciation. Cove looked from his father to your sister, lost in the conversation. Outclassed in golf and wit. I don't get it. A drive is a type of golf shot. You should give real golf a try. Maybe I'll even teach you some tricks. Don't try to change my dad to be more like you. Lizzie gave Cove a dirty look at the accusation. Mommy felt the need to move the topic ahead before it got too heated.
How nice.
That's really sweet of you, but I'm sure Mr. Holden is busy. He might not have time for another hobby. Yeah, I don't think I'm made for that. Still, the offer is appreciated.
Why?
Then tell me something you really do already. You just go away every day. I like scuba diving. Though with the business, there's more work than play these days. Surfing and reading and snorkeling. Those are what Cove likes. Mr. Holden exaggeratedly puffed out his chest. What can I say? My boy's got good taste. He takes after his dad in that way. The sun had been setting when you got your food. By the time you had finished, night had truly fallen. Your sticky fingers were the only remaining evidence of your meal. The kebab had been a great combination, more than the sum of its parts. The seasoning of freedom to choose every ingredient yourself was what made it something to remember. Rising from the table, Mommy held up her water bottle. Okay, now that the food is gone, you've got to wash your hands.
Okay.
Callie, Lizzie, please hold them out. Lizzie complied, coming over and cupping her hands together. In front of her, Mommy splashed some water over her fingers and Lizzie rubbed them together, wiping off any residue. Here. Mom passed her a paper towel from her purse, and Lizzie used it to dry off her hands. Your turn, Callie. Begrudgingly, you lifted your hands up. Mommy splashed water over them. It was cold, and you would have preferred not doing this. You wiped at them with broad motions, getting the worst of the residue from your fingers. Nearby, Cove had taken his own course of action, wiping his hands on his pants, and leaving a stain where his fingers had been. Mr. Holden shook his head.
Come on.
Let's clean that off, pal. He scrubbed at the fabric with a scrunched up napkin. Dad, it's not that bad. When everyone was cleaned up, or as cleaned as they could be, with the limited facilities, Mom spoke up.
Let's go.
Let's go make one last check at the coolers and restock on drinks before the fireworks show. No time! We have to get a good spot. Everyone's gonna be taken. How about I go ahead to save space again? You can meet up with me in the field after getting the drinks. And I'm going with Cove's dad. I'll find the perfect place.
Okay.
Sure thing, I could use an extra pair of eyes. Mommy shook her head ruefully at Lizzie's even more enthusiastic than usual attitude.
That's fine.
Alright, me, Cliff, and Lizzie can go find a place to sit. Cam, Cove, and Callie, do you want to get the drinks? Okay. Okay, I'll get all the stuff we need. As Mommy, Lizzie, and Mr. Holden head up into the wide open field where the fireworks were being set up, you joined Cove and Mom in returning to the cooler where you'd picked up drinks earlier. Even as you approached, you suspected there wouldn't be much in it. Where it had originally been stocked filled to the brim, it was now half empty. The ice which cushioned the drinks and kept them cool was largely melted, with only a handful of pieces floating like tiny icebergs. Slim pickings. The drinks that remained looked to be bottles of plain water, but you caught a glimpse of something more colourful amongst them. Mom rummaged around in the cooler, excavating a couple of juice boxes from the bottom in the process. Aha! Callie, Cove, you can take one of those if you want. Perks of helping. You took a juice box to share and a bowl of water for yourself. Cove hesitated, but decided to take a juice box for himself. When you were each loaded up with your chosen drink, plus an extra bottle or two for someone else in the group, Mom's phone started to ring. She juggled the water bottles over in the crook of her arm and looked at the cooler. It's Mommy. Called to tell you while I get this.
How are you?
Hey, hon. How's it going? Did you find a perfect spot already? She nodded along to the call, punctuating with uh-huhs. Basically what I do. Uh-huh. Sorry, what did you say? Okay. Thanks. Okay. That is like the default setting that I have with calls. Depending on the person as well. Okay, right, back to the story. You don't need to know about my boring life and phone call situation. Archie! Good boy. You really did not need to do that. Sorry. Archie was doing something he wasn't supposed to. Dad said good boy for when he actually looked over at me. As Mommy gave her directions, catching your eye, she gestured towards the grassy area. We've got a place. Come on, we'd better hurry before the show starts. You and Cove jogged after your mom, who led you through the field, and the separate groups of people assembled there, back to the rest of your families.
Hello.
Hello, we are here, and we come bearing drinks, though there weren't much left. The three of you handed over the spare drinks. You held up the extra juice box. I brought this for someone.
How sweet.
You're so thoughtful, Callie. Despite Mommy replying pretty expectantly, there was just one person who made a claim to the sweet drink. Can I have it? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. I love you, Callie. Aww. You two are a real pair. Once everyone had been equipped with a drink for the big event, you sat on the grass beside Cove and waited for the magic to begin. Archie, don't growl. You've got bed hair as well, mate. I'm just saying. Most people in the park are taking a seat now, with a few stragglers silhouetted at the tables in the distance. As a few rambunctious kids were still dashing about, but their number was steadily decreasing as their parents called them over and restored order. Someone bearing a cardboard box weaved between groups, pausing every so often. You nudged Cove and pointed. What are they doing? Looks like they're handing something out. I can't make out what it is.
What a pickle.
I hope it's not drinks. Mommy chuckled, but Lizzie and Cove were now watching the bestower of mysterious goods keenly. Are they gonna come to us too? Mom softly put her hands on top of your sister's shoulders, as if she feared Lizzie might bolt over to the stranger. Lizzie didn't even glance at her. Eyes locked on the potential prize. I don't know.
In that case?
We'll have to wait and see. You didn't care. There was no point in getting excited over something that might not happen, and there were other things going on. You toyed at the grass between your fingers and waited for the show to start. Then the boxman made his way over to your group. Evening! I'm handing out dessert. Any takers? There's dessert! As he squealed, hopping up off the ground. The man chuckled. Oh yeah. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Ice cream's on the menu. Vanilla flavored with a twist of either chocolate or strawberry syrup.
Nice.
Nice, none for me though. Thanks. Same, but the offer's appreciated. I want chocolate. Can I have strawberry? A strawberry for me too, please. Now you're gonna have to make a decision. Chocolate or strawberry? You are lactose intolerant. Your mom's always had a thing in their purse you could take to help your stomach feel better. So you decided to get some. You pulled on Mom's shirt and whispered that you wanted chocolate. Oh, and a second chocolate for this one here. Reaching into the box, the man brought out the requested ice creams and tossed them out. It came packaged in little plastic cups, complete with a wooden spoon stuck to the paper lid. The condensation wet your fingers in a pleasant way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kids, are you going to thank the nice man too? There a chorus of thanks. He accordingly nodded and walked off to another group. The man couldn't spend much time with each group, considering how many he had to get to. He peeled back the tab that covered the ice cream and got right into your unexpected treat. It tasted amazing. Lizzie was definitely enjoying hers. Cove was too. You couldn't help thinking about Cove had strawberry while you had chocolate. Wanna buy a line? He looked around awkwardly, but nodded nonetheless. You caught a bit of ice cream, making sure to hit the chocolate swirl that distinguished it from Cove's, and held it out for him. He nibbled at it. You want some of mine? Yeah. He scooped out a chunk of ice cream with his wooden spoon before holding it out to you. You took it gladly, and it was gone in one bite.
Oh.
Aww. Mommy was gazing at you two. Her mouth was an open smile, as if she was about to say something else. But Mom tugged on her collar. Don't embarrass them. Hey, if you're sharing, I'll take some. You don't need it. You both have the same flavor. So what? Oh, that meat. Wait, did Lizzie get strawberry or chocolate? I forgot. It might have been the case where she asked for one thing and got another. I don't remember. You can have some. Thank you, you're the best! She enthusiastically took a bite of your ice cream, before then offering a bite of hers in exchange. In the end, that kind of made it pointless, but free ice cream from your sister. And she took some of yours, might as well take some of hers. Otherwise you're missing out on ice cream. You each ate the same chocolate ice cream out of different cups. Your mommy did like to say it was the thought that counted though. Ignoring the conundrum, Lizzie turned her attention back to her own cup. Oh boy. Here's where she's gonna have a temper tantrum. Lizzie munched away happily, but it ultimately didn't succeed in monopolizing her attention. Eyes wide, she looked at her mommy and pulled on her pants.
Please?
I didn't get strawberry! Can I have some of yours, please?
Of course.
Of course, sweetie. Lizzie cooed with excitement as Mommy presented her with a dollop of ice cream and syrup mixture. Licking her lips, Lizzie lapped it up. Mommy, now. Come on now. Lizzie has all the ice cream she needs. She simply laughed and pinched Lizzie's cheek, then dug her spoon in again and held it out to you. I just can't resist. Kelly, would you like some of mine? I've got a whole cup of ice cream to eat already and had a bite of Cove's and Lizzie's. I think that's plenty. But that's not the same as getting a little extra from your mommy. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm now cracking up at this. I've never cracked up at it before. You accepted the bite. You ate the treat being offered, much to Mom's chagrin and Mommy's delight. Her watched the exchange silently with a blank expression. Mom, on the other hand, shook her head with a fond smile on her face. Well, you better at least give me some too. You could have gone your own if you wanted ice cream.
What?
What? The kids have ice cream already and they're getting some of yours to boot, and I have nothing. Now is when you decide to be firm? Laughing, Mommy fed some ice cream to your sulking mom. She could never actually follow through with being tough.
There.
There. All there now. Yes. Good. How about you, Cliff? Would you like some? No, I'm still okay. But thanks for keeping me in mind. Cove. It's only fair that you get the choice too. Cove shook his head firmly, concentrating on his own cup. Mommy smiled. Okay, as long as no one's feeling left out. Mommy was always so nice to everyone. I bet she's like the kind of mother who, if their child got like into trouble, would give them a lighter punishment than Mom. Because like, it did just say she couldn't follow through with being tough. Like, okay, go to your room, you're grounded for the day. Or something like that. I mean, it depends on how serious it actually is. Then, the first firework cut through the sky, whistling as it ascended, until it hit its crescendo with an explosion. The park flashed as much as if alight. Squealing, Lizzie leapt to her feet. Her forgotten ice cream tumbling into the ground as the fireworks crackled into tiny drops of glitter in the sky. It's starting! Everyone else looked up to the sky as another firework whizzed through the air. With each explosion, Lizzie would jump into the air. Oops. The loud noises hurt your ears. You cover them with your hands. To one discomfort, Mom came to sit behind you. She placed her own hands over your ears, further muffling the cacophony. I don't know how to pronounce that word because I've never said it before. From above. You buried your face in her chest. The noise and the sights were overwhelming. You craved the safety of your bed and its covers, but for now you would get by this way. Mom cradled your head in her arms, cocooning you from the ruckus. The discomfort began to ebb away after the first few minutes of the show. As your racing heartbeats returned to normal, took comfort in being cared for. Cove shuffled close, his worried eyes flashing back to you with every new explosion in the sky. Mommy's gaze was on you. Then your parents made eye contact. Mom gestured with her hands silently as if to say things are fine there. Mommy smiled, then hopped to her feet and joined Lizzie in jumping up in tandem with every new crack of firework. They had a little party together. Mr. Oldham watched the fireworks scene impassively. He did smile at you and even gave a thumbs up when he noticed you looking over. The fireworks continued, but you were not taken in the sights. The show eventually built up to a grand finale that boomed over the park. You let out a deep breath, proud of yourself for having made it to the end. I wonder if it's July 4th though, because I think that's when Americans do this kind of thing. And like, this is in California. That makes sense that that's real. But like, the fictional place. Tourist trap. But it's set in California. I originally thought it might have been Florida because of the palm trees, but no. Research on it, what I originally thought, it is California. Which is pretty cool. And that also means it's a 10-hour drive from, or roughly a 10-hour drive from Golden Grove in Oregon? I think that's the place. which is where Our Life 2 Now and Forever is. Just pretty cool. Lizzie and Mommy gave a final whoop of delight before coming to join you and Mom, embracing you both in a giant family hug. Cove shyly looked on, relieved by the smile that now brightened your face. His dad took the opportunity to ruffle his hair. Cove shook him off with the grimace of resignation rather than irritation. Though the sun had gone down long ago, the air in your bare arms was warm. Probably because of the fireworks being there. And because you're smothered by people. You took in your giddy family, their spirits buoyed by the firework display. Then your new friend and his father, who looked happy in their own quieter way, and smiled. This had been a pretty special night. Woohoo! We have done that. Well, thanks for watching the barbecue. And I will hope to see you in the next Our Life one. This is I'm just gonna say this now. I've seen the progress of Our Life Now and Forever. I think step 2 is currently being worked on, so it's probably not gonna come out till like mid to late 2025, maybe 2026 at a push. So this is gonna be a very long series anyway, and I obviously plan to stream this with Spirit Quartz Owl at some point again. We're gonna be doing this series. She does an Our Life series live on Twitch, and like I did in this episode. Also gets a little bit distracted now and then. So, yeah. This is definitely gonna be my main series that won't be changing, because then I'm gonna go straight into Our Life 2. But the only reason why so I mentioned this earlier. My Wattpad work that I'm doing, but Our Life Now Forever and Beginnings and Always. Focusing on beginnings and always. But I plan on having my main character and her daughter go to Golden Grove to help her friend settle in, well, her friend and her kids settle in to Golden Grove, and because my character is just she's actually a CEO. And she comes from old money. And her daughter, she doesn't really like public school too much. She goes there every now and then. But she primarily does school from home, with the occasional attendance of the school and Our Life Beginning and Always. I have to explain when you don't really have much of that to go with. So yeah, that's going to be happening. We're going to have some of that in the book, but I've got to wait for that game to come out before I can work on that. That's going to be fine, because I can always use some of the demo. That's perfectly okay with me. So yeah. I'm gonna link down below Mullered Plays for you guys to go give your love to that channel. Maybe subscribe, watch, and comment, like the videos. Subscribing is optional, but if you want to see me over there, please do. Mullered Plays is the middle child. It's overlooked by its older brother and younger brother, Mullered Sports and Mullered Travels. And they're in the hundreds, and then you've got Mullered Plays who's currently 18. Very sad, and it's my pride and joy. So yeah, I'm also gonna link down a few of my friends below for you to go check out their channels over on Twitch. So yeah, laters.